Good morning and welcome to Master Trader, where you can learn to use simple market and stock analysis to make money investing and trading. I'm Greg Capper. Today we're going to take a look at what the broader markets did yesterday, what they're doing right now, and we'll take a look at what a few stocks are doing right now. So we have the NASDAQ 100 ETF here, and they've made their move up off of the low. And why this low? Well, master traders do is always look to the left and see if there was a pivotal point, right? We call them pivots or swing highs and swing lows, and we look for, is there a consolidation or a pivot? And we define a pivot as a bar or candle that has three or more adjacent higher lows to the left and to the right. And if it's a high pivot, does it have one? Does it have those to the left and the right as well? So as trends form and pivots are created, trends happen. And we use those reference points as to where prices should turn. Now, we have reference points that we call minor support. And that's the high where prices stalled and then went higher. And then we have major support, and that's the low prior to the higher high. And then we take a look at the movements between those reference points to see how strong or weak the trend may be. Now, when prices retrace back down toward major support, that's an indication of weakness, but it does not end the trend. But that is the last stopping point where buyers have to step back up again and hold the trend, because once prices break down below major support, the prices are no longer in an uptrend. And then from there, we see whether it makes a lower high, a lower low, or can resume the trend. So we're constantly in a monitoring mode, assessing trends, support, resistance, and potential trades at turning points. So as of yesterday, these cues came up into the area of this prior high. And one of the things that I spoke about in a prior video was being aware of the possibility of an M-top. Okay? We'll take a look at the S&Ps. That was a clearer setup. So now with this stall here, the question is, what are they going to do today? Well, we always use the prior day's high and low as our first reference point as to the direction of prices on the new day. And we'll see which way they go. Now, looking at the futures, which we can see exactly what they're doing now, since it's a 24-hour chart and it's trading. You can see this move up that happened just a few minutes ago. Prices are right up near this prior high, and clearly this is a bullish candle with a bottoming tail in green, but the market isn't even open yet officially at 9:30, and this could turn into a red bar, or it could turn into a larger bar taking out the high. So as we look at the intraday price action, we say, well, what does that tell us? Well, as of right now, it's telling us that prices should continue to go higher, since we monitor the trends in exactly the same way, and you had a move up and a retest of support. Prices rallied. They came back in toward this support level, and now they're pushing up toward resistance. And now we wait to see, what are they going to do at resistance? Do they get through it, or do they pull back down to that support level? So we're constantly monitoring just what I showed you on an ongoing basis to determine the direction of prices and how we can participate in an existing trend. There's the S&Ps. They pushed up past the prior high and came back in yesterday, and they're stalled here today near that area. There's the futures. You can see where they dipped down. They broke the trend, right, by pushing under the major support and then came right back up again. And we do that for various markets. We do it for bonds, which are going sideways. We do it for gold, which broke down. We do it for oil. And it's a simple process that we do for all markets and then stocks of interest. The transports, which have shown some strength here, and they're consolidating near the high. And financials, which had a good day yesterday, not a great day, but some of the financials did better than others. And I told our subscribers in the Monday letter video that the financials were going to be the sector that were going to be the best performer this week. And you can see what Goldman Sachs is doing, and Wells Fargo has moved up, and we have positions in Key that are moving up. So these are the stocks as of last week that started showing relative strength and are doing well. Pre-market this morning, there's one stock that's taking a bit of a shellacking, and one that did great over the last couple of days. If I can find it here, Riot. It's down here a bit this morning, but it did have a great couple of days pushing up here. We tried to initiate a position here. This was our idea earlier in the week, at the beginning of the week, with a move above this level, but the size of the gap and the run just did not give us an entry point in that. And the semiconductors look like they're ready to come in a little bit unless a miracle happens here. But here's NVIDIA that had a nasty break, and as it relates to our conversation on major support, you see NVIDIA has broken down through several levels of major support, and now it's coming up into this area of minor resistance, and yesterday it began to roll over, and we'll see if this continues to follow through to the downside here. Pre-market, it's actually up a little bit. That's really meaningless in the context of the way it came down, and even the intraday chart. So we'll see if it holds this level, and if it breaks here, we think it's going to open up the door to further downside. There you go. There it is, folks. We do these updates several times a week, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, and you'll get alerts when we do these updates, and you can always learn something from them and pick up some tips as to what's happening on the markets right now. Good trading.